When connecting a new substation, for instance, the electricians have to work within the framework of a safety procedure. This procedure, known as disconnection, complies with NFC 18510 standards. For underground networks, cable identification on the spot is the third stage of the disconnection procedure. It requires pre-identification, use of a spiking tool, cable cutting, as well as testing for electrical continuity. This sequence is specific to underground networks and is also referred to as secure identification. Today's intervention consists in preparing the connection of a new substation. Disconnection operations start with the opening and locking of the switch in what we will call here Substation 1. The switch for Substation 1 has been opened and locked by the disconnection operator. The cable has been separated on one end, but the cable is still live. The disconnection operator then repeats this procedure in Substation 2. He's about to open the second switch and to lock it by using one of his disconnection padlocks. The cable is now isolated from the power source and locked at both of its ends. We can now close the grounding switch. Once the cable is grounded, and only at this point, can we consider it actually has no voltage. We can now install the FC2300 identification device. The special feature of this electronic identifier is that it will function with the cable being grounded at both of its ends. But let's get back to the reasons behind this request. The operators wanted a way to identify cables that was compatible with safety procedures and grounding procedures in particular. In fact, removing grounding means additional back and forth at each stage when you're on the work site. And this is a more complex process that does not meet safety requirements and generates more risk. Here is the step-by-step procedure developed by Famicca. You must position the three clamps in the same direction. It's important to avoid placing them on the screen circuitry. The yellow clamps prevent you from doing this. In order to provide additional safety features, personalized safety procedures, the identification warning message can be personalized. The operator in charge of disconnection can do it very simply on the worksite location.
FC2300 cable identification. FC2300 cable identification.
Once the clamps have been placed on Substation 2, go back to Substation 1 to turn off the grounding switch and finalize cable grounding. The signal transmission circuit is established by closing the two grounding switches. Once they have been closed, we can check the continuity. Reception of the warning sound confirms we're on the right circuit on which work is to be done.
FC2300 cable identification.
Still on Substation 1, you can now test the phases, again using the FC2300 by Famicca, and we point out with no additional maneuver required.
Cable identification.
We can now install the two individual transmission clamps of the FC2100 on phases 1 and 3.
FC2300 cable identification.
Thanks to these two clamps, we will be able to identify conductors on the cross-section of this cable at the work side. Any electrician working on a network is aware that when underground, you can find numerous cables, and you can't make any mistakes. so you must check them all using the appropriate tester. Cutting the wrong wire means service interruption. This applies to electric power provided to customers as well as to telephone or cable network services. The blue probe is dedicated to electric cables with synthetic insulation. The orange probe is dedicated to oil paper insulated cables, lead sheathed cables and steel reinforced cables.
FC2300 cable identification.
The P-coupe is an autonomous hydraulic device. When using this device, you link the clamping action for the cable spiking operation with the complete cutting of the cable. The P-coupe offers two additional safety features in the event there's still voltage in the cable. Firstly, it is grounded to evacuate any remaining power into the ground and enable safety features to function. Its operating speed is calibrated to be certain of providing unipolar fault, and also it is designed to ensure the complete safety functioning sequence. Next, the P-coupe is remote controlled and enables you to cut the cable while limiting consequences of cable spiking on the wrong cable. In addition, in order to avoid incomplete clamping, the P-coupe then automatically completely cuts the cable. Maximum precautions have been taken to ensure the right cable has now been cut. There is still one more operation to ensure work is carried out on the disconnected cable. You must test for continuity, meaning reception of the ID signal from the ends which have been grounded.
FC2300 cable identification.
Now that we're certain of being protected by proper grounding of both ends of the cable, we can start work. First, you must identify the phases, still using the FC2300 and FC2100. Then you prepare the cable end sections to set up the connections. You save time by applying the right professional methods using the right tools, so you don't have to come back in 6 months. Work on the site has been carried out without any lost time. All the required information was obtained when needed, without going back and forth, and without any additional handling. So you have already saved a lot of precious time. And we're going to save even more time because commissioning will take place with no unpleasant surprises. And all this under maximum safety conditions.